Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Let's get you caught up on tonight's biggest stories.
Yeah, this is the evening news on ABC 13.
A crash on the Southwest Freeway in Sugar Land is causing traffic headaches tonight.
As of 7 o'clock, traffic was slowly getting around this huge rig on the side of the freeway near Derry Ashford. The lanes will close again so crews can work to remove that truck, and there is no timeline on just how long it will remain closed. We'll send you a push alert when that crash finally clears.
And tonight, 2 men are dead after a seemingly freak accident.
Yeah, those workers were treating grass outside of Wisdom High School near Skyland Drive this morning. That's when they were overcome by fumes and they fell into the barrel of a mobile seeding truck. A third worker called 911.
ABC 13's Bree Berry has more on what happened and where the investigation goes from here.
2 men are dead after a freak work accident. Houston fire officials tell us those 2 men were overcome with toxic fumes. It took over 6 hours to recover their bodies. Both fire and police crews waited near the mobile seeding truck for hours, unable to recover the bodies until they could be sure it was safe.
They had to get dressed in special suits and breathing equipment and go into an enclosed environment with noxious fumes where the 2 victims were. We had a lot of monitoring placed to ensure the safety of our members.
Contracted to prep the field behind Houston ISD Wisdom High School for the new school year. Houston Assistant Fire Chief Michael Muir says 2 of the men were overcome with toxic organophosphate fumes and fell into the truck. The third worker called 911 for help. Firefighters closest to that truck, as well as the victims' bodies, all had to undergo a decontamination process for safety. Now Hazmat is working to test those exact chemicals that caused the fatalities. OSHA has taken over the investigation. In Southwest Houston, Bree Berry, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
All right, we've had some rain today, but there's also a meteor shower some people are going to stay up late for, I believe.
Yeah, can't wait to see that. ABC 13 Chief Meteorologist Travis Herzog is here with our updated forecast and our double meteor.
Yeah, it's supposed to be great viewing conditions tonight if the clouds don't get in the way, and there is a chance that they might as we're tracking a disturbance blowing our direction. I'll show you that in a moment. But first, let's talk about that meteor shower. The best viewing conditions will be after midnight until dawn on Tuesday. You'll want to look to the south towards the constellation Aquarius, maybe get one of those constellation apps for free on the phone and find it in the night sky. You could see up to 25 meteors per hour. Most local experts are saying about 1 every 3 minutes. The forecast is for a partly to mostly cloudy sky, and you definitely want to make sure you get away from the bright city lights, away from that light pollution that we often get here in the city. Now, we are seeing a big thunderstorm cluster northeast of Livingston drifting to the southeast. Those storms should stay far away from Houston and the Gulf Coast, but they are blowing clouds this way. This is a look at our color-enhanced satellite, and you can see this stream of color from those storms tracking right into the eastern parts of Harris County, and that will continue to migrate down towards the coastline. It's part of a disturbance moving through Arkansas that'll push through Louisiana and East Texas tomorrow and bring us a better chance of some thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon. Here's a look at the satellite and radar loop. You also notice a little line of rain. There is a weak front that is coming down. It's not going to be like the front that blew through last week and brought us days of low humidity. This one's going to pull up well north of Houston, but it does shove some of that moisture and some storms our way. So our future track shows that between now and 10 o'clock, things dry out for the most part in our part of the state, but we still see some active weather over far east Texas and Louisiana. Then as we head towards sunrise tomorrow, we'll expect some clouds, but it should be fairly dry. Then as we get towards noon, we start to see the radar get active northeast of Houston. As the disturbance crosses through, we get a scattering of some showers and thunderstorms, about a 30 to 40% chance of rain, which where it does rain will cool temperatures off from the 90s down into the 70s. Then if the sun comes back out, you're probably getting back into the 80s, and then things will wind down as we head into the evening hours. Quick check of the tropics to tell you that we do have 2 waves we're watching for potential development. Low odds here. This one could potentially develop as it moves towards the Bahamas. It should curve near the east coast, not a threat to the Gulf. This one has a more questionable future. It does have a 20% chance of development as it gets closer to the Caribbean about 5 days from now. We do have 2 actual storms in the Pacific. This one right here is Flossie, and then we have Eric. Eric, you're going to Hawaii, at least to the south of Hawaii. There's going to be some rain and wind impacts, but right now we think the islands will be spared a direct hit from what may be Hurricane Eric. Your rain chance at 40% for Tuesday afternoon, 30% Wednesday, then it dwindles down as we head into the weekend, the first one of the new month, but it does look like rain chances come back during the first full week of August. The good news about that is it likely keeps the 100-degree heat away for another week or so. So far this summer, we have not hit the century mark here in the city of Houston.
All right, Travis, thanks so much. Congratulations to Eric for going to Hawaii.
Look at my Instagram page.
Right now, right? Well, new details on what caused a partial building collapse in North Houston. We know sometime before 9 o'clock this morning, workers were pouring concrete when the temporary support system in place malfunctioned, and that caused the collapse and injured 9 people.
Yeah, now a senior inspector with the city is investigating. ABC 13's Deborah Wrigley has the latest on that investigation.
The president of the contracting company says because the building is built with steel construction with tightly spaced trusses, it doesn't need traditional shoring, and the walls are built to carry the anticipated load. But clearly something went wrong, and the city and the contractor are both investigating what it was. It began as a normal day on the job for 9 construction workers.
Up there pouring concrete on the 7th floor.
Moments later,
Felt the ground shake, the floor shake, and then all of a sudden the floor caved in and we all fell right in the middle.
the concrete gave way, a partial collapse that ended on the 5th floor where 2 other workers were.
It was helping the guy that was underneath who got it worse, split open, help him get out.
The damage visible from above, 2 workers loaded onto rescue baskets brought to safety, and all 9 injured. Some with broken bones, others said to have back injuries. The building reported to be up to date on its inspections. Today, a senior city inspector said based on the collapse, the shoring for the concrete wasn't sufficient. But the contractor says because the roof is designed from tightly spaced steel trusses, it doesn't include intermediate shoring as in a typical building. The site remains closed until inspectors determine it's safe to enter. But this worker is debating whether he'll be back.
It makes you want to think twice if you're going on a job site, going up there.
Deborah Wrigley, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
In 1 week after deputies released a photo of a murder suspect here, he's now behind bars. 19-year-old Takani Blackledge is accused of killing 62-year-old Saran James. And she was riding in a car with her husband in West Harris County 2 weeks ago when a bullet went through the vehicle, killing her. And deputies need your help finding a man who is a possible suspect in the murder of 2-year-old Ivory West. The Harris County Sheriff's Office released this sketch of a possible suspect accused of shooting and killing 2-year-old Ivory West outside an apartment in Spring a few weeks ago while trying to rob the boy's father. We posted the sketch here on abc13.com and our news app.
A woman's fiance disappears and a family fears the worst, but that's not how this story ends.
No, Jose Velasquez was found alive 5 days after he crashed his car in the woods near Conroe. He was injured, dehydrated, but after 18 days in the hospital, he's now telling us how he stayed alive. ABC 13's TJ Parker has more on this incredible story.
Well, Jose Velasquez survived 5 days in these woods off of FM 242 and 1488 in Montgomery County. After that crash, he says he doesn't remember much of it, but tonight he says he is grateful to be alive.
Once you're put in a situation where your life is in jeopardy, your survival instincts kick in.
Jose Velasquez says it was luck and common sense that he is now alive after spending 5 days in these woods after crashing his car.
I was next to a tree, and there was vines growing around it. I realized that the inside, it looked moist, so I tried peeling the bark off of it and just chewing on the vine just to get some kind of moisture in my mouth.
He's never had survival training, but lived to tell his story on how he survived.
That car was like the giving tree at that time. Out popped a aluminum Starbucks cup and a Tupperware container. So I was like, okay, I'm prepared for the next time that it rains. If it rains, I can put these 2 containers on the side and they'll collect water.
He drank rainwater and ate leaves, and the dirt in his nails shows what he did to keep cool while it was hot.
I just grabbed, dug my nails into the dirt and just rubbed it all over my body to try to keep cool.
Jose didn't think he'd be found alive, but after 5 days, searchers tracked his cell phone and found him. He's recovering from several broken bones, but thankful he's alive.
I saw pictures of the car, and I saw videos of the car, and I was like, how does somebody survive that?
TJ Parker, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
It is an incredible story. Well, a warning tonight about the West Nile virus and the 3 things you can do right now to protect your family as we head into the peak infection months. The Houston Health Department says you need to remember the 3 Ds, that is drain standing water around your home so mosquitoes don't have a breeding ground. Use EPA-approved repellents with DEET and dress in long sleeves and pants to limit exposure to your skin. Peak months for West Nile virus in the Houston area are August and September, our hottest months, of course. Symptoms usually show up 3 to 15 days after infection. They include symptoms like high fever, headache, stiff neck, muscle weakness, and even paralysis. Most people either don't develop symptoms or just experience mild flu-like symptoms. Well, thanks for getting caught up on the evening news with us.
Yeah, be sure to join us tonight at 10 o'clock here on ABC 13. Good night.